Revolutionary greetings, comrades. ZANU-PF held its congress. It has re-elected Emerson Mnangagwa as the first secretary of the party. What happened was, before Congress, provinces were asked to elect members of the Central Committee, who were then endorsed by Congress. Elections happened at the professional level, where members were elected into Central Committee. Each province would, as it has become a tradition, endorse the first secretary of the party as the presidential candidate. This is not new. It happened under former President Robert Gabriel Mugabe. When the outgoing Central Committee met as part of the Congress preparations, it endorsed Emerson Mnangagwa as the presidential candidate for 2023. Congress then elected a sole candidate, that is President Emerson Mnangagwa, as first secretary of ZANU-PF for his second term. Then the first secretary of the party, ZANU-PF, has powers to appoint every member into the Politburo. He has powers to appoint his deputies, the national chair, the secretary for administration. All these are not elected by delegates. It was removed from the constitution. You can imagine the African National Congress going to its elective conference in December on the 16th of December 2022, just to elect a president. And then a president appoints other officials. It's an interesting development that we must start. It is an interesting development. We've said liberation movements or former liberation movements, though of course we characterize ZANU-PF as reactionary, but for the purposes of this discussion, let's give them a benefit of a doubt that they are a former liberation movement. So in the main, former liberation movements are battling factionalism, corruption, nepotism, and the list is long. Succession question. At its 2017 Congress, ZANU-PF then removed the clause of electing other officials to be elected directly by delegates. And they gave that power solely to one individual, the first secretary. The first secretary, ZANU-PF, is equivalent to a president in the case of the ANC. You will know that that was in 2004 Congress, ZANU-PF Congress. Emerson Mnangagwa and Joyce Mujuru battled out for the position of second secretary in ZANU-PF. That clause was removed then in 2017. So what does it mean for the leader of the party to then appoint everyone? Yes, like I said, that the provinces elect in their own provinces those that they think should be members of the Central Committee. Once they are in the Central Committee, it is the first secretary of the party that then appoints, not elect. The Central Committee in ZANU-PF does not elect members of the Politburo. It is the first secretary of the party that appoints, including his deputies. He has appointed, reappointed General Chiwenga, Honorable Kembo Mohadi as his deputies, the National Chair, the Secretary for Administration, and will appoint other Politburo members. This makes the secretary, the first secretary of ZANU-PF, so powerful. If you make your way into the Central Committee through an election by your province, and you belong in what Mugabe said of a basket at the time, that if you are in the wrong basket from the first secretary, you will not be in the Politburo because you will not be elected, because it is him, the first secretary, that appoints people to those positions. Yes, we interpret democracy differently. And in our African context, we are still asking ourselves what works best for us. But does the appointment of everyone by a leader resolve factionalism in the movement? Do you think that an ANC president, or what does it mean for the ANC president to appoint the deputy president, the national chair, secretary general, treasurer general, deputy secretary general, and the members of the national standing committee? What does that mean? Is it practical in the context of the African National Congress? I've not, I must admit, I've not looked into SWAPO in how they constitute at Congress their own leadership. I've not looked at the Chama Punzi or Blind Angola. Maybe something that one has to look into. But going to Nazareth, elect president of the ANC, then he appoints members of the standing committee. No, it's called the National Working Committee, my mistake. The National Working Committee, as I understand, the conference elects members of the National Executive Committee. Then the National Executive Committee, as I understand it, elects then members of the National Working Committee, but I stand to be corrected, which the National Working Committee is equivalent to the Politburo in ZANU-PF. So then the president of the ANC then appointing all these individuals or comrades. What does it mean? Does it address factionalism? Does it create cultism? Does it mean that every member now will just have to smile in front of a leader in case they will be appointed? Want to hear your views on this interesting question. To say, what does it mean to grant so much powers in the party to a party leader? Does it deepen democracy? And what is democracy in our own African context? As communists, democracy is about the working class having hegemony over the state, dictatorship of the proletariat, and of a principle that guides us, democratic centralism. That's what we practice. That's our principle, democratic centralism. An issue is discussed in the lower structures, then a decision is made. When a decision is made, it binds everyone. Even if you were opposed to the decision, when it was being processed, it's your revolutionary task to defend that decision with your life. That's democratic centralism. A democratic centralism meaning that there's participation by members of the party in the election or appointment of leaders, the entire leadership structure. Through this system at branch level, nomination, then Congress or conference confirms those that will have come through the branches, through the normal party structures. That's democratic centralism. But when then a party leader, the structures elect a party leader and then surrender all the power to a party leader to then appoint everyone. What does this mean? We want to hear your views. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mabena. Please share your views in the comment section. Please like the video and indeed, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Otherwise, I'm Amandla Comrade.